latest intelligent underground pipe locator adopts advanced full digital design. The main functions: cable roll detection and depth measurement, metallic pipe roll detection and depth measurement, underground pipe detection before its activation, dead cable and live cable identification, VLF AC step voltage fault method for pinpointing. Latest intelligent underground pipe locator is with high precision sampling processing, stable and reliable, ultra-high sensitivity, and strong anti-interference ability. It is the powerful assistant of professional staffs working in power, utility, and non-excavation sectors and industries. Pipe and cable roll detection and depth measurement. For dead cable and metallic pipe, a complete loop is formed through a connection of direct connection cable, clips, and pipeline by the reflux of the earth. For live cable, to couple signal to cable by clamps is needed. And for this method, it is required well grounding at both ends of cable metal sheath. After power on, the frequency of transmitter and receiver should be corresponding conformance. Hold the receiver to find a stable signal under the default intelligent white peak mode. The signal amplitude and the information of the electronic compass can intuitively display the accurate location of the underground pipeline. When the receiver is close to the top of the pipeline, the compass in the center of the screen can visually display the position of the pipeline below the receiver, and the arrow in the center will point to the cable. When the receiver is directly above the pipeline, the arrow changes to a dot, allowing rapid checking of the pipeline. Observe the direction of the arrow. When the arrow becomes a dot and if the receiver swings from side to side, then the arrow will reserve. Now the receiver will be directly above the cable. If the arrow points to left, it means the cable is on the left. It should be moved to the left, and vice versa. In general, the current value in the ejection pipeline should be lower than that in the target pipeline. But the strength of ground signal is also related with the pipeline depth. In particular cases, if the target pipeline depth increases, the signal will be weaker. And meanwhile, if the ejection pipeline depth decreases, the signal will be stronger. So the difference between these pipelines will be small and difficult to distinguish. The parallel laying of pipelines may also directly result in similar currents in ejection pipelines, which will make identification is more difficult. In this case, the current direction measurement can be realized indirectly by measuring the current phase, which can realize the correct or wrong indication of road tracing and avoid error checking. During the pipeline road tracing, observe the device phase dial, and if the pointer merely points upward, this indicates the device is above the pipeline to be measured. If device displays ? It indicates ejection pipeline may have been tracked. When the receiver determines that it is basically above the pipeline, the real-time depth of the pipeline measured will be displayed on the right side of the screen. When the pipeline is deep, the depth measurement should be verified by 80% method. Then to quickly realize the precise positioning of pipeline cable roll detection and buried depth measurement. Underground pipeline survey. Underground pipeline survey, also known as area survey, is mainly used to detect unknown underground pipelines before surface excavation. The latest intelligent underground pipe locator can be used to do area survey by passive method and radiation method. Passive method. When using passive method, it is not necessary to use transmitter, and the frequency of receiver is adjusted to power frequency or radio frequency to do grid search. Observe signal changes and determine the position and orientation of underground pipeline. When the radiation method is used for detection, the transmitter outputs radiation at a higher frequency. The receiver is turned to the same frequency. and two operators are separated by more than 20 meters and parallelly move to coordinate detection at the same time. Observe the variation of signal to determine the position and orientation of underground pipeline. Cable identification. Latest intelligent underground pipe locator, adopting the latest flexible identification clamp, can realize the unique identification for both dead and live cable. The transmit through the direct connection or the transmitting clamp applies special composite frequency signal to the cable, connect the flexible identification clamp and the receiver. Device will automatically change to the identification mode. Firstly, set signal reference to the cable at the signal transmitting terminal. Then store this current amplitude and phase information in the receiver. Then identify the cables that need to be identified sequentially. The receiver will compare and distinguish the current amplitude, phase position, frequency which are sampled by flexible clamps from cables need to be identified, and give accurate identification result. When the device displays the cross mark, it means it is the non-target cable, and when the device displays check, this means it is the target cable. Step voltage fault location optional. This function is optional and can be used for pinpointing of pipe insulation damage and unarmored low-voltage cable fault. Latest intelligent underground pipe locator for fault location. Connect the booster with the transmitter and to inject special signal with max 1 kV voltage to fault cable. And connect the A-frame with the receiver location along with the pipeline road. And when entering the fault response range, the voltage will rise, and meanwhile the waveform and the fault location angle will gradually stabilize. This indicates the fault point has been approached. The device displays the change of the fault direction arrow to accurately locate the fault point.